it is. I think they'd make it a little more appetizing, even though you can't go swimming in it. Doesn't look like you'd want to. I don't know if that's it. Some things. Oh, just... I don't know. I just... You know, can't people just be... Like, put on a pair of shorts and a comfortable shirt and shoes instead of like this race to have whatever name is the hot item at the time. It's just such a shallow society we have. It's like the name of the brand of your sunglasses matters. I mean, that's just absurd. I went through that. I learned that quickly. I paid like 120 bucks for a pair of sunglasses way back in the late 80s, early 90s or something, one time. And I think I got a scratch, like these non-scratch, lenses or something, and it wasn't worth it. And I've never done it since, man. I've never been regretful. In fact, it's coming that you really shouldn't even wear sunglasses. Not getting that natural sunlight, especially like for me, I wear them used to. I still wear them, but if it's only going to be a short something, I won't wear them just to get some natural light and stuff. Just don't look into the sun. But it's just such a drag. We have such a shallow society. It's hard to, and it gets me down because I get into that mood of like, we kind of deserve all the shitty shit we get, man. Think what you will of me for that. That's, I just question. And look at this. Here, to be honest with you, man, I am overweight. I can still do shit actively, and I do stuff actively. I am one of the more in shape people here, and that's not even an exaggeration. And the other funny part is I like some of the t-shirts. Some of it, they could do better. They need somebody else to help. Like Mickey Mouse in the exact same pose on the hats, the shirts. It's just the thing with his hands behind the back thing or whatever it is. But all their sizes run small. And they're not well made either. But I mean, they have overall the fattest, most out of shape fandom. And everything runs small. And it's just... You just wonder, is nobody just making the basic observations that it's just... I mean, they're still selling them. I still buy stuff occasionally. I've cut back a little more. What do you call it? Look at that guy. What are you doing, man? He's drying his wings. They're semi, what do you call them? Waterproof, but they wouldn't be able to dive down if they were completely waterproof. That's the deal. Is that a Nina? What the hell do they call them? Anaconda. No. What's up, buddy? That's what he's doing, drying his wings. Nature. Apparently pretty adapted to having people watching him. Monorail! I don't know about you, but I can't get enough of the monorail. It still thrills me. Darling, you thrill me. Nice afternoon here. Look at that. Look at that. Just pretty unique. And then here's what they just built in the last 2 years. I mean, come on. This isn't Savannah, Georgia or something where they would have done it probably nicer. I don't know why I picked that, but I mean, a part of the whole big thing about Disney is the imagination and trying to transport you away, and that's what they do. And then in the Magic Kingdom, they're tearing down the Tom Sawyer's Island and the Rivers of America to put in a Cars Land. And instead of, they have so much land, they could have kept that and expanded, and it would have just given more room for people to move around, because as it stands, they have 10 million people and 10 million hotel rooms, and they won't even expand their parks. It's just a little crazy. They have a lot of land. You know, they're still using, like, of the land they have here in Florida, it's still like 15 or 20% that they use or something. So it's just, it's hard to justify in the prices, and it's like, let's just stick everybody in there. You know? Tom Sawyer's Island is, I mean, it's a pain in the butt to take that little raft out there, but that's part of the appeal. You know, the few people that go out there, it's enjoyable, it's kind of laid back, some trees. There's no need, but it's at the same time, it's not that big. That leaving it's really not a problem, and like it or not, you know, shove your woke shit up your ass, man. Mark Twain and Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, that was a big part of American heritage for many years, and it just reflects real events in our history. You know, encouraging discussion of that and putting it in perspective is a good thing for everybody. In the riverboat, you know, the Mississippi River and the Arkansas River and the Missouri River, those were all the rivers, the Hudson River, were a big part of the growth of America, but the riverboats, that was a big part of things for many years in this country that will always be a big part of those years of the development of our country. And to just get rid of that shit because you think younger people aren't interested in that, too bad. You know? I have no problem with the Tron and whatever new stuff they want to put in, but you don't have to completely. There's only a couple of things left that are kind of throwback to that, you know? You don't have to just throw it all in the bathtub, you know? And I get tired of these people who, you know, are like, oh, what do you care? Or you gotta move on, or, you know, fuck you. You know, just because you're a simpleton and don't even like to debate anything, or to just face it and have a deep thought about it, and like the consequences of losing things and things like that. I can't stand that with adults who are like that, you know? And yeah, I'm thinking of specific people that I deal with that I'm just like, God, you're such a, you know, to just take it all the time is just crazy. You know, and again, they're not really going to stop what they're going to do, but, you know, there's literally only a handful of things that Walt Disney, the man, liked in his park. You know, it's not like you're impeding progress. You know, there's a handful of things left, like 5 or 6 that are not impeding the progress of anything else that you could leave alone, you know, and expand out and just keep rocking. And instead, you're like, we're going to get rid of him. You know? And let me tell you something, man. That Bob Iger, bad person. Say what you want. I don't give a shit how many orphanages he saved or whatever, because that's all horseshit. You know, sure, the money that they give and these people like that, it probably not a lot of it even gets there. But that can help. But they do that because they kind of have to in society today. Not that it still isn't helpful. But there's a guy, you think he actually, like, right here, there ain't a whole lot going on. Do you think he would ever just walk through here on his own? Just be like, I'm running this company, and I'm just going to anonymously, maybe he can't, but I don't think a lot of people would recognize him, walk through here and see what it's like, and just put my ear to the ground and see what people are saying and how they're really, and how I interact with it and how I think it is. You think he would do that without having 15 dickheads with clipboards walking next to him, where it'd be obviously a scene? Or like, hey, Bob Iger's coming, get this. Just anonymously, randomly drop in and see how things really are for the customers. You think he does that? Maybe he does. But that's the sort of thing that should happen. If you really cared, dude, you would do that. That's how you really figure out and find out what's going on. You know, that undercover boss shit is a real thing. Now, you don't have to be ridiculous like that show and stuff. But he could just randomly come in here and walk through, put a baseball cap on, and not tell anybody. Not tell anybody. And that's when you know somebody is serious. When they don't tell anybody. And they just do it. You know? Because I'll tell you what. This place has lost touch with real people, and it's disgusting. You know? People love coming here. I love coming here. And we spend money we really don't have. Because it is a unique experience. And it's just a shame to see what happens. And, you know, and people will be like, just take what they're shoving at you. They're taking stuff away. Like, I gotta tell you, if you've been here, when they took down on Hollywood Studios, they have that Chinese theater reproduction, you know, and oh, I hope I didn't miss it. I don't want to have to come back. But they had this Hollywood movie ride that I didn't think was all that great, actually, but they put this Mickey's and Minnie's Runaway Railroad or something in there, and it is a joke. Basically, they gutted the building, and everything is now more or less on screens that move, and the carts that you sit in are like GPS run. You know, they kind of will go in circles or, you know, but it basically, they made it as simple and as easily maintained, the maintenance, as possible. That's their goal. And it's just, when I went on that, I came off that, like, you know, you come off and you're just like looking around like this is a joke, right? This is Disney World, where they charge people hundreds of dollars to get in. And just, you know, $10 for a coat. And this is what they did. And this is where they're going. This is their newer stuff. I couldn't believe it. And then I watch some of these streamers. And like WDW News Today. They do a thing every day. You know, kudos to them. But I don't agree with them a lot because they've recently been added to, they get press access, early access and stuff. And they actually used to lead some sort of, you know, they'd speak out against things that were happening. There was a few things before I started watching them that were a pretty big deal that I guess the guy kind of led a customer-led revolt. But now he's got access. Like on his show now, he'll be like, "Oh, I was speaking with the head of Disney okay, but this guy's life is Disney, and now he talks to the people and he gets in there and gets free stuff. He's never gonna give a truly honest opinion again, because he does not want to lose that access. So he'll never call anything out like it should. And I put that in his chats from some of his videos on YouTube. And I'm trying to me, it's like you can be very critical, but also supportive of what they're doing and like some of what they do, you know? But some of it, you know, they need to speak up. But I believe, and he makes these crazy excuses for what they're doing, and it's just aggravating, you know? Like to justify it, like the exorbitant prices and stuff. And it's like, no, dude, it's ridiculous. And the quality of the food and the quality of the drinks, the quality of the merchandise is not all that great. And if nobody demands that they step it up and what they're charging matches what they're providing, they're just going to keep doing it. And that's what's happening. This is a shell of it. Just about everybody who still comes here, you know, 50 and over, you kind of are eating a shit sandwich every time you come here. We all love the Disney. We want to come back. And it's just like this isn't good. There's nothing good here anymore. The quality of everything is sucky. And it's all about the simplicity. How can we make this as easy to maintain while still seeming like we're doing something and there's something new? And it's just disgusting, because it's just greed. And everything does cost more, but it's just a drag. So that's what I kind of feel like. You know, I'm going to speak up when these people say this stuff is good and it's just crap, you know? Ooh, a double monorail. I don't know if I've ever caught in one like that. I tell you, I can't get enough of the monorail. I really can't. I love the monorail. We got the boat, the ferry bringing some folks in. The Contemporary's still just a great hotel. Then look at this crappy one next to it. Just another nondescript piece of junk for their Disney Vacation Club losers. And you are, folks. You know? I'm sorry, but you are. It kind of puts you on a... Surprised he doesn't come over and say, stop filming. I know you're talking negatively about Disney. It's just a drag now. This is beautiful. This is the second time I've done this. I did it a couple weeks ago, and I don't think I put the video out because I was talking like this. I think I might have been effing more, F-bombing. But I'm just speaking my mind. I love this place. But it's the price, what they're charging and what they're providing does not match what they're charging anymore. And just building rooms and rooms and rooms and maybe adding something new, but not even expanding their parks. I mean, they're already too crowded. You know, I went to Hollywood Studios today and did the Muppet 3D for the last time. Then I was gonna go do the what is it, the roundup where you shoot the Toy Story thing. And the line was like all the way outside and shit. And I'm like, no. You know? And it was just, that's all I've done today. And then I came back, and then all I did was I made a few like 6, 8, 10-minute videos on the way over there, you know, on the sky thing and walking. My friggin' phone's dead. You know, this is an iPhone 15 Pro Max Plus suck your dick phone, and it sucks. The battery's supposed to be better. I wasn't running it constantly. And it lasted me like 4 hours or something. So I basically just stood at the Polynesian. I had to plugging into the walls, the only thing. I went to my car, and out of the cigarette lighter, I'd go from like 14% to 18%, then it'd be shutting down due to temperature. So then I'm in the Polynesian, and I'm standing outside the shop, the big shop on the bottom floor, which half of it's closed now for refurbishment. But they have a little kiosk there, and that's where I was sitting because it was closed. But people are coming up to me and asking me and then I had like some little girl came up with her mother, and she's like, do you know where the bathroom is? I'm like, yep. Oh, you want to know where it is? Okay, yeah, right around the corner. The mother got it. She was laughing. It's fun to get a chance when you get that chance, and you're taking life slow enough where you can you're like, oh yeah, I'll screw with this little girl. It's funny. You know, you got to be able to react that way and just keep it fun, keep it light, which I do. I've got a lot of things to say and be critical of, but it's all a joke and I can still enjoy it, you know? But it seems to be a big thing right now that everything costs so much, from the materials to the people. But how do you keep from that of making all the stuff so cheap, and from them taking stuff away? Like, I was talking to this kid in the college program. He was like running the vacation, like it's a vacation club bar they have over across from that in the bottom floor there. Like, you have to pay to be part of the vacation club to go to this bar. Everything's another pay layer. It's, you know, which keeps, I'm out. But I'm just talking about how, oh fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. But it just, it seems like they just are trying to, they're taking stuff away, and the quality is not. Oh yeah, we were talking about how after COVID, nothing's open 24 hours anymore, you know? None of the Walmarts. Like, that used to be one of the best things. You know, you could go in at 2 a.m., do your shopping, but also you get the entertainment of there's going to be some wild shit going on in a Walmart at 2 a.m. None of them opened back up like that. And like, even here at Disney World, everything's done at 11 o'clock. You telling me everybody's ready? I mean, the kids are hopefully probably exhausted, but all the bars, Disney Springs closes at 11 o'clock. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know, Florida is built for the nighttime, and they want everybody in bed at 9 o'clock. It just sucks. That was kind of unusual, the 1-2 there. I just think we're kind of overcooked, man, as people. I think there's a more ideal pace for people, society, and we've gone past it. With no gain. For what? What do you really think you're getting out of all this stuff? I mean, now you can go into a lot of these stores. Like, you can go into the store here and buy your t-shirts. You don't even have to go to the cash register. Okay. Sure, that's convenient. But isn't it better when you stand in line and talk with the people around you and then talk with the person at the cash register? Isn't that maybe better for humanity? You know? What's your rush? Where are you going? You know, aren't you where you want to be? I mean, I got to tell you, I go in here and I'm happy to stand in line at the thing. I mean, sometimes it could be crazy. I haven't seen lines like that in a while, but you know what I mean. You know, it's like people who go to concerts and want to leave at the before the encore or something. For what? I don't know about you, but I'm never more happier than when I'm at a concert. I don't want to leave early, and then in the parking lot, I'm ready to stay for an hour or two, and I'm as happy as I could be. And you're not doing it every friggin' night, and if you are, good for you, but it's like, what's the rush? Fuck your job. You know? And I don't mean that ignorantly. I mean, you have enough sense to not fucking get all fucked up. You might be tired a day or two at your job, but most of us, I think, can handle that. You know, and when you get going, you know, you usually forget how tired you are if you have a job that's that engrossing, and most people don't. It's just monorail crazy. I am monorail crazy. The crazy monorail man. Should I take that moniker on for my Disney? Crazy monorail man. Instead of the poo. Started a third channel for just Disney content. Maybe. You know what? I might do that. But like a real view of Disney, you know? A lovingly critical view of Disney. You know? I'm talking about it like this because I love it and I don't like what I'm seeing. I'll tell you, it's nice though. Look at that monstrosity. That is just a piece of shit on this whole place. Like 10,000 hotel rooms of just, you know? That's just gross. I mean, they did a little better job than they're doing on some of their newer ones as far as integrating it and having a theme. But, you know, instead of that piece of shit there. That's just, but people will tell themselves, oh, I like it. You're full of shit. You don't. You just like it because it's here at Disney World. You know, in that hotel, there's not even a lobby with people on it. There's a lobby, but there's not like a desk where you can go talk to somebody, or even like a shop in the bottom where you can go and buy drinks or a t-shirt or something. It's like that craven that it's just rooms, you know? But people will tell themselves, oh, I like it. I think it's nice. Oh, that's all that people want now. Well, that ain't what it used to be about. Disney would come up with some concept that was cool, and you'd be like, wow, that is cool. I like that. Not, what do people want? Oh, kids today like this. They like the simplicity of that. That wasn't what Disney used to do. They used to go, here's a cool concept that people will want to come back to and is unique. Not like, what are they all looking for?
I don't want to go to the Grand.
They sent me like 5 places. I was like, I give up. I'm not even going to try. I was here 2 years ago, and that's what I said. It was right there.
Which was convenient if you're catching a boat or a bus.
Should send you to Tampa. Shouldn't even smoke here, you losers. They're like, we can't smoke where we want to. Should fucking make you go out on that island. Yeah, I mean, shit like that. Just a fucking group of fat, lazy losers who want to smoke their cigarettes, and they're complaining that they have to go away from all the people who don't smoke and the kids. That's why it's real hard to get too broken up when bad things happen to, you know. I'm sorry, folks. People are not really all that great. That's way overrated. I mean, I ain't hoping or wishing anything on anybody, but to say that people themselves don't have respect for human life, you know? So it's just a drag. You know, people are so self-involved and like so ignorant, you know, with the cigarette smoking and the baby carriages and stuff. And then it's all supposed to be, oh, what about the kids? And we're just trying to, all we want to do is. So, I'm sorry, but I am the voice of reality, I think. Oops. Am I not supposed